The clock on the mantelpiece seemed louder than it had any right to be, each tick pounding against my temples like a hammer. I sat on the couch, eyes fixed on the front door. Its chipped green paint felt like mockery in its motionless calm. My phone lay face down on the coffee table, silent for 22 hours and 17 minutes, since her last message. Be home soon. No calls, no follow-up, no explanation. Just those 3 words, now etched into my mind like a burn mark. Beside me, my coffee sat cold and untouched, the surface skimmed with oil in a chipped mug. A half-eaten bagel lay next to it, its cream cheese hardened and stale, like my thoughts, thick and wrong. The faint scent of her lavender shampoo lingered in the air, soft but persistent, like a ghost refusing to leave. I'd spent the night pacing, the soles of my socks carving faint trails into the hardwood. Where was she? Leah, with her quick laugh and eyes that could undo me in a heartbeat, had simply vanished. No argument, no warning, just gone. My mind tore through every possibility, an accident, a robbery, maybe she got sick. But darker thoughts started creeping in, slick and venomous. What if she wasn't hurt? What if she chose to disappear? I checked my phone again. Still nothing. Her friends hadn't heard from her either. Their replies clipped uneasy. Haven't seen her since yesterday morning. Claire had written. She seemed fine. Fine. The word gnawed at me. Leah left for work at 7 o'clock. Her usual routine. But her office said she called in sick. Sick? That small, sharp lie lodged itself under my skin like a splinter. Then at 9:14 a.m., the lock rattled. My heart jumped, relief and dread colliding inside me. The door opened, and there she was. Leah, alive, unharmed. Her auburn hair was tangled, her blouse wrinkled. But her eyes, the warm, honey-brown ones I knew, were distant, darting anywhere but at me. "Hey," she said softly, her voice thin, like she was testing how much air there was left between us. "Where were you?" My voice came out sharper than I intended, weighed down by exhaustion and fear. I rose to my feet, my hands shaking, wanting to hold her, but unable to move closer. She dropped her purse onto the counter. The sound was too loud in the quiet room. "I got caught up. I'm sorry." Her fingers twisted at the hem of her sleeve, an old nervous habit I hadn't seen in years. "I didn't mean to worry you." "Caught up?" I stepped toward her, the floorboards creaking. "You didn't call, Leah. You didn't answer. I thought—" My voice broke. "I thought you were dead." Her lips parted, but no words came. She looked at me briefly, then turned her gaze to the window where the morning light slipped through the blinds. "I'm fine," she finally said, but the word rang hollow, empty, like a lie she was telling herself. "Fine." I let out a bitter laugh. "You called in sick. You didn't tell me where you were. You disappeared for an entire day, and you think that's fine?" Anger bubbled beneath the ache in my chest. "Where were you, Leah? Really?" She flinched, shoulders curling in. "I needed space, okay? I just needed to think." Her voice trembled, carrying something else too, guilt or maybe defiance. She turned away, busying herself with a glass of water, her back a barrier between us. Space. I followed her, my voice rising despite myself. "We've been together 5 years, Leah. You don't just vanish for space. Tell me the truth." My pulse thundered in my ears, each beat another question I didn't want answered. She set the glass down too hard, water spilling over the rim. "It's not what you think," she said quickly, almost pleading. "I was with a friend. We talked, lost track of time. That's all. A friend." The word burned in my mouth. Which friend, Leah? Claire didn't know. Neither did Jess. So who? My fists clenched until my nails dug into my palms. I wanted to believe her, to hold on to the version of us where trust still existed, but her eyes refused to meet mine, and the silence stretched razor thin. "Does it matter?" she whispered, barely audible. "I'm here now." "It matters," I said, my throat tight, "because you're lying to me." The room seemed to shrink. The air felt heavy with things neither of us wanted to say. That's when I noticed her blouse again, creased, yes, but also missing a button, like she dressed in a hurry. And her scent, different. Not lavender. Something sharper. Cedarwood. Not hers. Not mine. Her face went pale, lips trembling. I didn't mean for this to happen, she whispered. It was a mistake. A stupid, awful mistake. The words hit like a punch to the chest. My stomach sank. The world tilted. I gripped the counter to stay upright. A mistake? My voice was flat. Empty. What kind of mistake, Leah? Tears welled in her eyes, but she didn't look away this time. I was with someone, she said, her voice breaking. It wasn't planned. It just happened. Her confession hung between us, jagged and heavy, tearing through everything we'd built. I wanted to shout, to demand answers, but my body wouldn't move. My mind could only picture her with someone else, someone who wasn't me. Who? The words scraped out of me. She hesitated, swallowed hard. It was Mark, from work. We were talking and I don't know how it happened. I'm so sorry, Ben. Mark, her co-worker, the guy with the easy smile during late-night projects. I'd met him once, even laughed at his jokes. Now his name cut through me like glass. You slept with him, I said, not a question. The truth sat there in her silence, in the way her hands shook as she wiped at her tears. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said, stepping toward me. I backed away. The space between us felt like a canyon now. It was one time, she pleaded. I swear it won't happen again. One time. I laughed, but it came out fractured, bitter. You disappeared, Leah. You lied. You let me think you were dead while you were... I couldn't finish. The word stuck in my throat. My eyes burned, but I refused to let the tears fall. I love you, she whispered, her voice breaking. I still want us. I looked at her, really looked, and all I saw was a stranger. The woman I'd planned a future with, a home, a family, was gone. In her place stood someone who could betray me and call a mistake. The clock ticked on, uncaring, as the life we built cracked and fell apart around us. Then why? I said, voice cold, steady, do I feel like I'm the one who disappeared? She said nothing, and in that silence I realized she'd come back home, but she wasn't mine anymore.